Welcome to the deep dive. Look, if you're running an independent gym, maybe a boutique studio, things can get, well, choppy.
Oh, absolutely. Feels like there's always something, right? Global stuff, local issues, even just the usual seasonal ups and downs.
Exactly. It's a constant juggle. And today, we're digging into how to do more than just, stay afloat.
Right. It's about resilience, not just surviving, but actually having that core strength to adapt, to learn from challenges, and maybe even come out stronger.
Yes. And we've been looking at this really insightful white paper from an expert in the gym business. Our mission today is basically to pull out the most actionable strategies from it for building that kind of resilient operation.
Think of it like this. We're giving you the shortcuts, the key takeaways for building real stability and growth,
Right.
no matter what curveballs get thrown your way.
Okay, so let's jump in. First, big topic, revenue. The paper makes a strong case that just relying on monthly membership fees, well, that's pretty vulnerable.
It really is. And it's not just about having more income streams, but how they connect. The author argues pretty compellingly for looking beyond just those memberships.
Yeah, he points to digital fitness. That's a big one. Like live streamed classes, but also on-demand stuff people can access anytime.
And then the classic high-value stuff,
Mm-hmm.
personal training, small group coaching,
Mm-hmm.
but also things like retail, maybe supplements.
Right. Which makes sense. If people trust you for fitness advice, offering quality gear or supplements, it's kind of a natural extension. Adds convenience for them, too.
And the paper also mentions affiliate marketing, which, could be a smart way to partner with other businesses, offer complementary services, and get a cut without much risk.
I liked the idea of short-term programs, too, like those 6-week transformation challenges. Good way to inject some energy and cash flow.
And even renting out your space during quiet times. That's thinking outside the box.
Totally. But the pro tip that really jumped out was about automating the digital side.
Oh, yeah. Imagine your online library or digital program just ticking along, bringing in revenue, even if, heaven forbid, your physical doors have to close for a bit. That's real resilience.
So for you listening, it's about building this like web of income.
Mm.
If one part takes a hit, the others can cushion it, gives you options.
Exactly. Which brings us neatly to the next point. Something the paper stresses is fundamental, even if it feels tough sometimes. Building an emergency cash reserve.
Yeah, and the way it's framed is great. Cash equals time. Time to think, time to pivot, time to keep paying your team when things get rocky.
It's psychological too, isn't it? Having that buffer means you're making decisions from strength, not, desperation.
Yeah.
The recommendation is aiming for about 3 to 6 months of operating expenses.
Which might sound like a lot, but the action plan seems practical. Get a separate savings account, ideally high yield, and just consistently put aside a percentage of revenue each month. Maybe 5%, maybe 10%. Just build it up.
And be disciplined about it. This isn't for a slow month. It's for real, actual emergencies. Big stuff. I love the analogy they used.
The oxygen mask one.
Yes. It's like your business's oxygen mask. You absolutely need it when the pressure drops.
It really hits home thinking about the financial stress. Having that cushion gives you security, but also maybe the agility to jump on an unexpected opportunity.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit. Let's talk operations, day-to-day stuff. Flexibility is key, according to the paper. In memberships and how you run things.
Rigidity can really bite you, can't it? The paper argues you need to design your offerings so you can adapt quickly to member needs, to external stuff.
So what does that look like? Well, hybrid memberships are a big one mentioned. Blending the in-person to the virtual.
Makes total sense. Gives people options depending on comfort levels or, restrictions, and making it easy for members to pause or switch plans. That shows you get it.
Yeah, it's about showing you're working with them, not making things difficult. Scalable schedules, too, so you could adjust for things like social distancing if needed.
Or being ready to pivot to outdoor sessions or go fully online quickly. That kind of adaptability.
It's about offering options, not just like ultimatums. Members appreciate that flexibility, especially when their own lives are unpredictable. It builds loyalty.
Definitely. Okay, next up, and this is huge today, technology. The paper basically says it's not optional anymore. It's fundamental.
Absolutely. The phrase used is your backup gym. I thought that was a really powerful way to put it.
It is. If people can't physically come in, your tech is how you stay connected and keep delivering value.
So what tools are must-haves? Well, a CRM is crucial for managing leads, automating communications, then the online training platforms, obviously. Things like Trainerize, My PT Hub, essential for virtual coaching.
And mobile apps, right? for
Yeah.
easy booking, check-ins, plus those remote coaching tools for tracking progress and giving feedback effectively.
Yeah. And don't forget the community aspect online. Member-only groups like on Facebook or maybe Discord to
Yeah.
keep people connected.
The interesting thing is, tech isn't just a safety net for, like, lockdowns. It actually enhances everything. Streamlines operations, improves communication, expands your reach even.
It lets you keep those connections strong, deliver value, whatever's happening outside.
Precisely, which leads perfectly into the next point. Building a strong community and having really solid communication.
Yeah, the paper argues community can be a stronger retention tool than price, actually.
I believe that. When members feel seen, heard, supported, they stick around.
It's that sense of belonging, isn't it? People crave that connection. The paper gives some great practical tips for building it.
Like weekly live streams, Q&As with trainers, even just simple member shoutouts.
hmm Regular emails, maybe SMS updates, those private groups we mentioned, even contests or giveaways to keep things fun.
And the critical part, during a crisis, you need to communicate more, not less. Be more transparent.
Absolutely. Silence creates anxiety.
Yeah.
Clear, regular updates are reassuring. It reinforces that community feel.
So for you listening, building community isn't just, nice to have. It's a core part of building a business that can handle bumps in the road. People stay loyal when they feel connected.
Okay, let's shift to being proactive, having a crisis playbook ready.
Right. Failing to plan is planning to fail, as they say. This is about having the steps figured out before you need them.
So what goes in it? Things like clear staff roles for emergencies, plans for how you'd switch to virtual if needed.
Pre-written emails or messages, too. That saves massive stress when things are hectic.
Definitely. And checklists for reducing expenses quickly but smartly, knowing where you can cut back if cash flow tightens.
And just simple stuff, like having all your emergency contacts, landlord, key vendors, bank easily accessible.
Crucially, though, it's not enough to just write the playbook. You've got to train your team on it.
Do run-throughs.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone knows what to do when or if a crisis hits. It prevents chaos. It's all about that preparation.
Makes total sense. Okay. Related to that is the team itself. The paper talks about the value of training and, importantly, cross-training your staff.
Yeah, a versatile team is just much more adaptable, isn't it? If things shift suddenly, people can step into different roles if needed.
Like maybe front desk staff knows some basic sales, or coaches are comfortable with the tech side, social media.
Or trainers can run live streams. Managers understand the basic finances. The more skills spread across the team, the more stable the whole operation is.
It's about having people who can wear a couple of different hats if required. Keeps things running smoothly, even if roles need to change temporarily.
Okay, now looking outwards. Your network. The paper emphasizes strong relationships with vendors and partners.
Yeah, resilient businesses aren't islands, are they? They have support from their landlords, suppliers, other local businesses.
And building that support comes down to basics. Pay your bills on time. Be transparent. Communicate openly.
Support other local businesses too, maybe through cross-promotions. That builds goodwill.
And talking to your landlord proactively is highlighted as really important. Don't wait for a crisis to discuss potential issues.
Right. It boils down to reputation, doesn't it? How you act in normal times dictates the support you get when things get tough.
That goodwill can be a lifeline. Okay, so how do you know if things are getting tough? You need to monitor your key metrics weekly.
You can't manage what you don't measure, right? Tracking stats gives you those early warnings, lets you react before things spiral.
So what are we tracking? Things like new leads, conversion rates, obvious ones.
Retention and churn rates are huge too. Average revenue per month.
Definitely. And cash flow, expenses, obviously. But also, interestingly, online engagement. How much are people using your digital stuff?
That shows the growing importance of the digital side. The point is, tracking lets you make informed decisions, data-driven pivots.
It's proactive risk management, not just reactive firefighting.
Absolutely. Okay, last point, and it's maybe a bit less tangible, but just as vital. Mindset, specifically a growth mindset, even when things are difficult.
Yeah, resilience isn't just tactics and strategies. It's how you approach challenges. The successful owners, the paper suggests, focus on evolution, learning, not just survival.
Asking those hard questions during tough times, like, what can we learn here? Where are we weak or outdated?
Exactly. Or, what new thing could we launch now? What dead weight can we cut?
It's seeing hard times, not just as threats, but potentially as opportunities for reinvention. for getting stronger.
That reframing is powerful. Challenges become catalysts for positive change, potentially.
So, wrapping this deep dive up, the big message from the white paper seems clear. You can't control the storm, but you absolutely can control how well your ship is built to handle it.
Precisely. The most resilient gym owners, based on this analysis, are the ones who proactively diversify income, build those cash reserves, communicate really well, embrace technology, stay flexible, and lead with, well, courage and a focus on growth.
And that line really stuck with me. Resilience isn't luck, it's a design. You have to build it into your business deliberately.
Yeah, weave these strategies into how you operate every day, so you're ready. Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener.
Okay.
Thinking about everything we've discussed today. What's the one resilient strategy that you think could have the biggest, most immediate positive impact on your specific gym right now? And maybe more importantly, what's one concrete step, just one, you could take this week to start putting it into action?